just about to say, what can happen there? What can Spurs do any more than they've done already to us this season? But they go and do that. The yin and the yang, the good and the bad. What could we say? But we're going to have to react to it. This is the reaction show. PRTV. Here we go. I'm so live. Welcome to Paxton Road TV, PRTV. This is your Paxton Road TV reaction show for the game that's just finished. Liverpool 4, Tottenham Hotspur 3. I don't know how to describe that. A game where you thought, here we go again. 3-0 down after about, 15 minutes against Tottenham Hotspur. Do what Tottenham Hotspur do best. Players don't turn up. And then you have that. And after all of that, you get 3-3 equaliser at Anfield. They've never been in that position where they've lost a 3-goal lead at home. And then we do what Tottenham Hotspur do. Let's bring in the others in the house. We've got my friend who's laughing at me. God, we can't work out. I'm going to just keep on going. Welcome, Sid. Welcome, Pav. In the house is... I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I was absolutely disgusted with the start of the game. We saw before these players, I was saying to my friend, cannot play under pressure. They cannot play under any sort of pressure. I thought we're given, the results that had happened. Liverpool, Man United won, obviously Newcastle as well. I think the pressure's off in a sense because I don't think top four is realistic. You just want them to perform. And then they go and do that. But then we still get an opportunity. We go 3-1 and it's like, okay, they've shown a little bit of heart. And then the second half was a real good performance. Considering that, Liverpool took their foot off the gas. We can all say that. But we managed to get hold of the game. We created numerous opportunities. We got back to 3-2. A good finish by Son. Oh, was it? Whose was the second goal? It wasn't Son's the second. Son was the third goal. But
no, Richarlison was the third. Son was...
yeah, of course. Son. I'm getting confused. Son's second goal, great running behind, onside, into the added time. Here we go. What could be any better than that to get an injury time equaliser, having been 3-0 down in a game that you should not have been in, but for the second half performance. And as we've seen, our players, the players that we have at this club who should not be here, who should not be coming onto the pitch. He should not be on. I don't care. Why are you putting him there? Why? It doesn't make any sense. I know we were chasing the game, but we weren't chasing it that much to bring Lucas Moura on, who can't chuck a bag of cement, but yet wants to, after you've just got a 3-3 equaliser in the 95th minute, decides he's going to try to play a one-touch when it's out the air. Come on, people. Sid, Pav. Oh, and also in the house, I think he's joining us. If his camera allows him to. He's in the bottom. Sid, turn off the TV, Sean. But Sid, talk to me about the game. How did you feel?
You know what comes to mind? Yeah, and people are not going to like this, whether they love it or love it. But I've got a song for you, and this is how the song goes. Ready? When the Spurs leave you feeling red, you can count on me. I will be there for you when it seems all the hopes and dreams are a million miles away. We can reassure you. Us fans have got to stick together. Good friends there for each other. Never, ever forget that we've got you.
Mute him.
Do you know what? Honest to God, that first 15 minutes, right? That first 15 minutes. I don't know if you saw the stats or not, but all season we've conceded 6 goals in the first 15 minutes. All season. in the last 3 games, we've conceded 7 in the first 15 minutes. I don't know what it is. We've now gone from not playing or performing in the first half to being absolutely abysmal, diabolical in the first 15, 20 minutes. Some of these players don't know how to play. Pedro Porro does not know what he's doing. That first goal, second goal, whatever it was.
First one.
He's a right wing back. What is he doing vacating that position and then pointing at someone else to come and mark him? Shocking. Eric Dyer, please leave this fucking club, right? He needs to go. I don't know how he's a footballer, honestly. But, everyone keeps saying this, but if it's not for Harry Kane, man, that guy, we need 11 of him on that pitch. Yeah, because no matter if you love him or hate him or you hate him, I don't care. But this guy, that pass he done, right? But you can't keep going to these places, getting 3-4-0 down and then trying to rally to win the game or even draw the game. Okay, we should have drawn this game today. I don't even know why he brought Lucas Moura on. I do not know why he brought Lucas Moura on. I know he's your favourite player, Sean. Not, right? But why are you bringing him on? I don't understand. We've got managers that just do not know how to manage a game tactically or whatever. I don't know what was the purpose of bringing him on. I honestly do not know, right? Even when we was 3-0, 3-1 down, it should have been 3-3. Jota, I don't know how he stayed on that pitch. I don't know whether you agree or not. You put a foot up, you've not even gone for that ball. And then that penalty at the end, how is that not a penalty on Richarlison? Konate's all over him. Crystal Palace, I think West Ham, they got a penalty like that, yet he's not giving it today. That fucking ref as well is an absolute, you know what? And then Klopp should be sent off for doing what he's done. But again, I'm diverting away from the performance. We can't do this. The sooner we now have a clear out, some of these players have to go. Absolutely have to go. And again, you're playing Liverpool. You're playing 2 in the middle, right? You can't play 2 in the middle. If you would have played 3 in the middle from the beginning, I think we win that game. Yeah. And one final thing. What did I say to all of you lot? What have I been saying for the last couple of weeks? These 7 days is going to not define our season. It was already been done. And I said to you lot, them 3 games is going to say what Liverpool are going to end up being on top of us. Lo and behold, they've come and they've just gone above us now. And I said that to you, didn't I?
Wow. We were all saying it, Sid. Come on, don't claim the credit. We were all saying that.
No, but I said that 1 week, them 3 games, I said ages ago that them 3 games, we ain't going to get jack shit out of them 3 games and Liverpool will overtake us. Because I said we ain't going to get nothing out of them 3 games. All right, we've got 1 point out of a possible 9 against 2 top 4 teams and 1 team that were well below us. I mean, we're shocking at the back. Liverpool are just as bad.
Let us just get a little bit. Let's just have everybody's opinions first, because I'm just doing this in the background. Pav, let me hear what you've got to say about the game itself, and how you're feeling now after seeing what's just happened in a game which we've just thrown away, just literally thrown away the point that we richly deserved in on the balance of things, but not from the first half performance. How are you feeling?
Pissed. I mean, I said it all. It's all down to the players, and they just threw it all away. First half was absolutely shocking. The first 15 minutes when they got those goals in, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be another Newcastle, isn't it? And then just the way that we were playing in the first half, not pressing for the ball, giving it away, letting Liverpool have all the possession, not even fighting for the ball, just sitting back, doing absolute jack. And it was just like, what are you doing on that pitch? You're doing absolutely nothing. And then second half, we got the goal in, Kane, and then kept on coming. And I was like, okay, cool. This could work. Go 3-2. And I was like, maybe, because we were playing much better. We seemed like, picking up more of the pace, picking up more of the ball. And we started dominating. And then we got the equaliser, Richie scoring that absolute goal. And then That was like the 93rd minute, and then 94th minute, Jota flipping scores. Like, what are you doing? The guy should have been off the pitch anyway, not being funny or nothing after what he'd done to Skip. Shouldn't have been on that pitch. But it's ridiculous. Like, what are you doing? And it's down to the likes of these stupid players on the pitch, like Dyer, Mora, Kulu today. Like, he shouldn't even have been starting anyway, as it is. Just, it's all down to them. It's their fault. Like, you threw it all away. We should have ended up with a draw. That's what we had. We deserved a draw. But to come out and lose 4-3, not right.
Sean, you've heard both the thoughts of Pav and Sid. Your thoughts, please. I'm still in the background doing this, but your thoughts on the game?
It's just symptomatic of our season now. You know, we can't start a game well, or we start a game well, and I mean, honestly, I felt for those fans when it was 3-0 after, 20 minutes? I just thought, fucking hell, you're making them do that the second week running. Terrible. Every time Dyer gets an out ball on his left foot, you guarantee it goes to an opposition player. The man cannot play in the centre of defence. He's just not good enough. And, oh, God. I mean, the less said about the fucking Lucas Moura, the better. What a absolute clown of a player. And Sid's having a go at Porro, but who was brought on for Porro? Bloody Lucas, who goes and gives away the point that we richly clawed back. You know, I can't. This club is going to fucking kill me. I'm sick as it is. And they're just going to send me to an early grave. If you don't hear from me this week, check with the funeral directors is all I can think of in Paisley, because I can't take this anymore. Please bring this season to an end. And where was the famous protest against the owner? Gets away with it again. Those players. Moura should have been sold in 2019 after the Champions League. He's done nothing for us since then, apart from drag wages and preach his fucking Christo-fascist homophobic shit in the bloody dressing room.
The last game Moura played, he got sent off. Remember when he came on the sub and he got himself sent off? At Everton.
Against Everton.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? When we had, we should have won that game. His first game back, he comes on as a sub in a 95th minute.
What the hell is he doing?
3-0. You've been 3-0 down at Anfield and you get to 3-3 in the 94th minute.
But why did he bring him on? What Porro wasn't having a bad game. What was the point of that substitution? Why did he bring it on?
I don't know. I didn't get it. I understood we were chasing the game, but we were clearly the bet. We had so much more attacking threat with the 3-5-2 because we sorted out that Trent Alexander overload in midfield. And I know as soon as you bypass their press, they're not quick enough in transition to get back to you because their midfield is aging. They're bringing on, what's his name? Milner and Henderson to shore up games for them. And they already had Fabinho on. Van Dijk's not the same player he was before. They've got Konate who can be hit or miss. This Liverpool team, we gave them a fucking 3-0 head start. You cannot give any team at most levels of football a 3-0 head start and expect to win a game, let alone a team at Anfield, let alone a team like us who never win at Anfield.
You get back to 3-3, Sam. You get back to 3-3. You're in injury time. You do not do what Lucas did. Why is that man playing? Why is he on the fucking field? Why is he still in the squad? Why is he still here?
It's hard because I was still celebrating that. I'm still shocked because I was still celebrating Richarlison because I didn't think he got a touch. I thought it skimmed off the ground. And when I saw him got a touch, I was like, well done, son, because he was giving it all of that. And I would have been exactly the same. I'm not going to take that away from him at all. But then for your Brazilian mate, the mate that you're in this club who's supposed to be bringing you the vibes, is come on. and in in a position, whatever he's doing in that position, just boot the ball. Why you're trying to clip one inside first time is beyond the pale. It's beyond the pale of ignorance in a footballer.
But you said it in the opening remarks, Sam. The boy can't trap a bag of cement. That was a time just to bring it down. There was nobody around, and he goes and passes it to Jota, who was, 25 yards away.
But why are you even passing the ball when you know that your defense
Exactly. He should just stop the ball.
Fragile. It's so fragile, right? Why are you even? I won't even pass the Dutchie to the left-hand side. You know what I mean? Forget the right-hand side. Why are you trying to? Honestly, I don't understand. An experienced player like him. Look what Henderson did when he got the ball after they scored. He could have gone forward. He took it to the corner flag to slow the game down. Mora's got experience. What are you trying to do?
Yeah, he's got experience of being an arsehole.
It's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Unacceptable. And we've said this before. All management teams' tactical decisions, it's baffling. Absolutely baffling. It amazes me what they think sometimes. Honestly, absolutely.
To see out the games, Sid, and I've just looked at the stats here on live score.
Sam will bring
to
that
see
up.
out the game, he's brought on Lucas for Porro, who'd had a terrible, shocking start of the game, but had got back in the game. And then he brings on Danjuma at the same time for Perisic, who was having a fine game. And I just think, why are you doing that?
He went over the top. Like I said, we were in. Once he got to that stage, we were in the game. We were well in the game, and them substitutions. I can understand if you're really chasing it. I was happy when I said to my mate. I said at least the score's respectable at 3-1, and we played a good second half. I would have been not happy. You can't be happy losing the game and giving 3 goals. But I was content that I've seen enough fight that these guys. Because remember, we hit the crossbar, hit the post three times. 3 times. I don't know if that one was offside that Son did in the first half, but we hit him twice again in the second half, and we had some good opportunities. But then what I'm saying is, how can you, as a player, take Harry Kane for instance, how can you look at that now and just think, what can you take as a positive? Because I don't care what anybody says. I would look at these players and I'd be fucking fuming now. I'd be absolutely fuming. Because as much as you can say, Lucas, you're part of it, he shouldn't be on the pitch. He's been sent off in his last game. Remember, he got sent off for whatever he did. 3 games sent off. And you bring him on, and you're going to try and bring him on in the right fullback or right wing back, whatever he's playing, when this guy has not played for whatever it is. It goes beyond any understanding of context about the game. You know what I mean? Because I was still fucking said, Pav, let's have a word from you. I want to try to get some positives out of it because they, as I said, it's hard to when that happens, but it's happened to other teams that we've done it to. So again, we almost have to take the rough with the smooth, but we've taken a lot of rough. Do you think that these players now is this something? Right, I'm going to start again because I don't think these players can play under pressure. I was saying this. Once it went to 3-0, they didn't have any pressure on them. That's why they played like they did. But when it really mattered, they couldn't play under pressure. And when it really mattered again, they couldn't play under pressure. So there's 2 aspects to this. 3-0 down, you've got nothing to lose. So it doesn't really matter what you do. You're away from Anfield. You've only won once there in the Premier League in however long. Doesn't matter. Liverpool never lose a 3-goal lead for you to win any game of football at any level. So I didn't expect that. But pressure is what professionals get paid. That's the difference between professionals and semi-pros. That's tennis for you. If you look at tennis, the top 100 men are all really, really close in terms of their ability. The difference is playing on their major points. That's winning a championship. We haven't got any championship winning mentality players. It's shocking. But Pav, is Ryan Mason at least got the trust of these players that he can get something out of them? But I don't know how he's going to pick them up from this. It's going to be difficult. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, looking at how we were playing today, obviously shocking first half, and then like you said, the second half we were playing better, but to be honest, it's only due to the fact that Liverpool weren't pressing against us, and playing the way that they were in the first half. And yes, there were certain players that I'd say they were having like a decent game, but then again, you need to question why he's taken off the likes of Perisic and taking off like Porro and certain other players to bring on these rubbish players on. And it's like, why are you doing that? And it says to me that Ryan just needs to have faith in some of them, especially going and you're 3-2 up and then you're drawing and then you're bringing in these other players in. Surely he should think like, oh no, now it's a case of let's just leave it how it is, not make any subs and just see the game out. I think, you know, Kane scoring, Son scoring, Richie scoring, Ryan Mason should now say, look, let's give Richie more of a chance, because today he switched it up and he brought on Kulu onto the pitch when, if I'm being honest, he should have started Richie, and just certain things like that. So yes, there are certain things that you can take out of the game and be like, okay, they had a decent game, they were doing this, but he also needs to look at the players that weren't doing so well and be like, right, okay, and he should own up to the mistakes, like for example bringing on Mora. Yeah, so I think it's a case of Ryan needs to just look back at this game and think, right, where did we go wrong? How did we concede the last goal? And then put it down to, you know, the likes of Mora and Dyer and those certain players.
Sid, I'm going to bring the stats up and then come to Sean as well. But you talked about, I think we've all said it, it's going to be very difficult to win any more games for the rest of the season, given after that Newcastle result. After 15 minutes of today, I thought, I don't even know if we score another goal, let alone win another game this season, because it was absolutely terrible. But something clicked. Something has, as I said, it's not the best of Liverpool teams. Let's get that straight. It's not the best of Liverpool teams, but they've got firepower. Do you still feel the same way about the team in terms of how the rest of the season is going to go? Because there is still, 4 or 5 games for us to play. Nothing to play for in terms of the top 4, because that's gone. That is clearly gone. Liverpool have gone above us in 5th anyway, and them other 2 are now gone. So I'm not looking at that. I had hope, but I don't really have that anymore. But what I do want to see is the level of in between those 2 pressure points that they've got. Do you see us winning any more games now? You're on mute, pal. You're on mute.
First thing you said about the firepower. Liverpool didn't have any firepower today. We gifted them goals because it was diabolical defending. It wasn't because they had firepower. They had 4 shots on goal, right? And they scored 4 goals. We had all the attacking in terms of shots and stuff. They didn't have anything. It's just we're prone to making mistakes. And I've said this before. I said last 8 games, and I think I said it 2 weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago. I said the remaining games that we've got, right? We've got Crystal Palace, we've got Aston Villa, we've got Brentford, we've got Leeds away, final game of the season, and you bet Leeds are going to be gunning for a victory to maybe possibly stay up in the Prem, because they're struggling big time. Brentford are playing well, yeah, so I'm not expecting anything there. Aston Villa, okay, they got beat today against Man United, but it's going to be a tough game. And again, we potentially can't get anything out of that one. Palace, hit and miss at the moment, aren't they? But with the way that Eze and Elise and them lot are playing at the moment, Zaha's coming sort of back to form. I can't see us picking up anything there. Again, depends on, because we're at home anyway. That's our next home game, right, Sean?
Crystal Palace. Yeah.
So I can't, So no, I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't see us getting anything now between now and the end of the season. I think we're in free fall. Literally free fall. Forget Skyfall, we're in free fall. And unfortunately, we're not going to have Tom Cruise to do all our stunts for him, because we're doing them all ourselves.
Sean, I'm going to look at these stats just for the viewers who are watching or listening, should I say. Liverpool 4, Tottenham Hotspur 3. Possession, Liverpool 68%, 32% to Tottenham, 12 shots to them, 10 shots to us. Shots on target, 4 to Liverpool, 7 to Spurs. Significant difference there, considering the second half they're shooting into the cup. 5 corners to 2. 12 fouls to them, 6 to us. You can see that's a classic away performance. And if you even look at the scoreline, you know, you'd see the game looked like it was a thriller. It was a thriller, but it was a game of parts to it. Looking at them stats, Sean, the positive one is the shots on target. You know, possession-wise, we've seen about what Tottenham are as a team. Gary Neville made some good points in there for 3 years now or more. We've been defensive-minded, counter-attacking, whatever people want to say. We haven't been a progressive football team since Poch left. We've been a more reactive team. This shows a very much a reactive type of performance that could have been a lot better. But when you show the first 15 minutes, how did you see the game going when you saw the scoreline going? And now when you see this, is there much else that we could have done to win this game apart from not bring my man on, Lucas effing Moura?
I don't think we were ever in danger of winning the game, but
or losing, should I say? Sorry, doing what we did.
Yeah, I mean, I think you made a really good point earlier, Sam. I'm calming down now. I'm trying to get my, but I mean, if we'd lost 3-1, I wouldn't feel half as bad as I do now. And it's you know, I would accept that they were clinical in that opening 20 minutes, and you know, we got our backsides handed to us. But that's not a good. That was a Liverpool side that have got their own problems, and we exploited it. But it doesn't excuse the individual errors. I mean, all the 3 goals that they scored in the first half were down to errors. Cheap possession conceded.
Today, Sean, were down to
trying to make passes which were never on. You know, I don't know. I feel worse losing 4-3 than I would have done 3-1. That just goes to show how this season, and it is this season, has affected me. I think my mental health has been corroded by what has gone on. And Gary Neville is 110% right. We were a team that used to scare Liverpool. Klopp used to say that he saw us setting traps for him all the time. We don't do that anymore. The only reason we got back into the game was that Liverpool became a bit complacent. We scored a very good goal. Kane's goal was a great goal. I mean, Perisic absolutely ended Van Dijk with that chop, you know. I mean, it was, but you know, I just, you know, Liverpool fans in the comments, you weren't saying that at 92 minutes, were you?
But it's not 10 goals in 2 games, though, is it? I think he's got his stats wrong anyway. It was not 10 goals in 2.
It's 12 in 3.
Exactly.
That's to make things better, folks.
Do you know the other thing as well? We've in the last 4 out of the 7 games, we've dropped points in injury time. 4 out of the last 7 games. So that just says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, Ryan got some of the substitutions right, but when it came down to it, he made an absolute error with taking the fullbacks off.
Yeah, I agree.
When you get back to 3-3, you know, the defenders, they hadn't had a great game, but they got back into the game. I thought Porro had improved as the game had gone on. Perisic, I think Perisic is having a bit of a, golden summer with us.
Let me just say this, just to give Ryan Mace, you can finish your point. But we didn't make the substitutions after that 3rd goal. He brought them players on to try and get back into the game. What I'm saying is, why?
I've just looked at the stats. Danjuma and Moura came on at 90 minutes.
Yeah, but we got the 3. What I'm saying, it got to 3-3. But then what Moura did afterwards happened less than 30 seconds after we got the equaliser. He shouldn't have been in that position. We got back into the game because of maybe them substitutions. But he shouldn't have been on the pitch.
No. They didn't contribute to it. Moura and Danjuma came in after 3-3.
Yeah. No. Because they couldn't, because they scored pretty much afterwards. We got the 3rd goal back in injury time.
True enough.
There was no more substitutions. What I'm saying is, the point I'm trying to make is, the position of that player and what that player did at that time is inexcusable. He was brought on as a wing back. Yeah, it's probably overcompensated for, but we did get the actual goal back. It was 3-3. Right, okay. You should just not concede again so quickly from a long ball, and you know you're going into the cop end. But what do? You try and play it first time. Just boot it. Just boot it. Him especially. He still, as you said, Sean, had an opportunity to touch it and then boot it. But he didn't.
He could have caught it in his nutsack. It would have been the most useful thing he's done since he's been at the fucking football club. He didn't need to do that. He didn't look. It was like it's another no-look pass from a Brazilian.
And he done it straight after as well.
And what makes it worse, it was a pass that didn't go forward. It went as if he was playing it into bloody his run, which made it even worse. He was trying to play backwards. You don't play that in that situation, regardless of how good a football you are. You just don't do that. You don't do it. And I can't, and this is why I feel for Mason in that sense. He shouldn't have brought him on. If you are going to take off I think Porro, I agree with you. I think Porro and Perisic had decent games today. The first few minutes, it was horrible what I was seeing. But in the end, I thought they had decent games. Because I thought they were at least putting crosses in. Porro put some decent crosses in.
Porro had shots.
And yeah, that saved
He brought out a really great save out of Alisson.
Yeah, made a really good point there. But then when you've stripped that back, why would you put Lucas Moura there? We've seen they've even tried. I would have even said, even though I've made and ridiculed him, was he on the bench? Sanchez, just put him on at right back. Do you know what I mean? In that situation, even though we needed, because Lucas Moura didn't do anything for us in an attacking sense. Danjuma maybe, but oh god. Let's go to some of these comments and then we'll get back to it. Our keeper trying to save that shot with his legs. Well, as I said, I think the first half we killed ourselves. No coach in the world could sort that defense out. Gary Neville said it, but it's shambles. The word shambles. At least Richie got off the goose egg. He's still behind Ben White. Thank you. Paul got lucky today. They squeaked the win and bribed the ref.
Was that an Arsenal fan? just where have you been since Wednesday?
We know what goes on in this. It's up and down. We'll have our moments still. They have theirs. The ref was shocking. It was
and where are you today as well, Arsenal? Where are you in the table?
Richie. Pav, talk to me about that. Do you think it was a penalty?
Yeah. I was having this debate with my dad, and he was saying he thinks it was a pen, but my uncle said he doesn't think it was a pen. He's an Arsenal fan, so my uncle's an Arsenal fan, and he said no, he doesn't think it was a pen because he thinks, oh, Richie made a big deal, just dived down.
You know what?
But
if that had been at the other end
tell.
and it had been Salah, it would have been a penalty all day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's against us, so we're bound not to get it. Like, his arm was literally on him, pulling him down. Like, it was so obvious. The ref.
Let's forget about VAR because we got 3 points against Brighton. We never deserved through VAR. So.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't even touched on the VAR thing. Let me just show us where we are. It doesn't really make much
Don't show
sense.
it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I got to do it for completeness sake of the league. Sid, we've 1 win in 5 games now, 3 losses, 1 draw in that time as well. So our last win way back when. Liverpool now gone above us with 4 wins on the trot and a draw, so they've unbeaten in 5. Villa on our case, although they did lose today. Brighton still got 3 games in hand over us, so they're not done and dusted in terms of that.
They beat Wolves 6-0, and half their first team was missing.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you call. That's right.
So Brighton are in and around there. I think we could probably discount Brentford getting above us, but then again, saying that I don't know with this team, we certainly can discount the rest of them below Brentford. So at worst, at very, very worst, it could be down to 9th place or so. I reckon we're going to be in and around 6 to 8. Where we finish will all depend on those games that are coming up. You know, we've got to play Aston Villa. Brighton, if they pick up their games in hand, we're obviously going to be in control of that situation. But we're still in control of the Villa destination. Liverpool can do what they like now. They've got some games coming up as well. But Given our season, I'll start with you first, Sid. Given our season, we don't deserve to be anywhere close to this, do we?
If you look at the first part of the season, then yes, we've done well. But after that, we've just been in free fall. And now, you know, the truth is coming out there. The truth is out there, as Mulder and Scully saying. We're being found out. Potentially next weekend, yeah, Brighton and Villa are playing Wolves and Everton. So we could be 8th or 9th next week.
Again, right. I'm just going to stop you there quickly, because I want you to continue. But this is all I want to point out. In this top half of the team, and this is 14 teams, by the way, only fucking Bournemouth have conceded more goals than us.
I know. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Only Bournemouth! And they win a relegation zone this week. They only come out of it because they basically won their games now. That's unforgivable. And
this, you know what? It is.
And all the transfer speculation is strikers, midfielders, attacker wingers.
Oh, and
it's as plain as the nose of my fucking face what we need.
Yeah. And give Dyer a contract.
Oh,
that's priority. Yeah. Give Dyer a new contract. But yeah, Sam, we've said this all season. Look at the 57 goals conceded. I think I put it up last week or the week before, didn't I? Where the bottom 5, we've conceded more than all of them, apart from Everton. But you know, it's crazy. But I think now the table now is sort of becoming where it should be. I mean, Liverpool, us, I don't think both of us should be anywhere near 5th and 6th, to be fair, because we've both been really poor. But the problem is, look at the Reds in our form. Look at the Greens in Liverpool's and everybody else's. Look at ours. And unfortunately, they're hitting form at the right time, and they're getting away with things, and it's working for them. Whereas we're just killing ourselves with stupid mistakes and stuff like that. Just one thing I said, remember yesterday, me and Pav done the preview show, and I said my potential formation for today. And a few people sort of said, well, I'm the new Conte, sack me, blah, blah, blah. The thing is, I said this is how Ryan Mason was going to set up, and I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, but hold on a second. I mean, Mason made some mistakes today, but he has to cut his cloth to what he's got available. There's no Bentancur. Exactly. There's no Basuma. There's no, you know, the other. I mean, Davis has only just come back into the team. Richie's just come back into the squad. You know, you know, what is he to do? Play the under-21s?
No, what I'm saying is, I said that yesterday. The players he's got available, he's not going to change that formation because that's all he can do. He's not going to risk it by playing a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 or whatever. He's going to stick with that formation because there's nobody else. If Emerson was available, if whoever else wants to play left was available, then he might be able to. But with what he's got to do what he can, and he's doing his best. But in terms of swifting it, moving it, I think Danjuma was a very late substitution. We should have happened a lot earlier, but that's just
happened at the same time as Mora.
I know, but I think he should have come on a little bit more earlier because with his pace and the pressing, I think he would have given a bit more problems to Liverpool.
But he replaced the left wing back.
Yeah.
You know what? I've got no problem in him doing the substitutions, what he did, if we'd have got the draw out of the game. So had he brought on Lucas Moura, as he did, and we got the draw out of that game because Lucas Moura didn't get involved in the game, but didn't get involved from a negative perspective, we would have said, wouldn't have brought him on, but we got a draw out of that. What a fact. We wouldn't be talking about it. It's the fact that he has been brought on. You've been brought onto a position where you know that even if you come and you score whatever point in the Liverpool is still going to get an opportunity. Cop end on that side, he's in the position where if you are going to play that, you should be as a professional player. Okay, I've got to be safety first. If that happens, you've even got to be more cautious. They always say straight after a goal, you're the most susceptible, but that was not a pressurized situation, which makes me more angry because I was celebrating still because even if they kicked off and booted it straight down, we have the numbers back. He assisted Jota. He assisted. I think we got to look back at the goal. He assisted Jota. So whatever he was trying to do was the wrong thing to do at that time, and it made it worse. They score from it.
There's a number of defenders. There was a number of defenders, but he does a defense splitting ball. The trouble is, it was our defense he split, and Jota said, "Thank you very much," who shouldn't be on the field because all day that's a red card. That's a red card. I mean, I couldn't believe it in commentary. In commentary, they're saying, "Oh, I don't think there's much in that." There was blood off his head. The ball was at head height. You don't see Skip ducking down to head it, and Jota gets away with it. But David Clark, will you stop getting on Mason's case? Will you stop getting on Mason's case? Because for the last 2 games, he's dragged us back into the game.
What I will
Only
say,
to be let down by the Christian fascist number 27. Oh.
The players have let him down. The player that's individual mistakes. You were saying, Sean, I think you said the 3 goals in the first half are from mistakes. All 4 goals are from mistakes from Liverpool. If you really analyse them, that last goal shouldn't.
But yeah, the last one's unforgivable. Given what we've just done, we've got back to 3-3. And you just see out the game. It's
making me even more mad because it's a defense splitting part. The player who was in that position from Liverpool couldn't have played a better pass than that.
The worst thing is there wasn't a Liverpool player in that position.
That's what I'm saying. There was no player around. But you play it backwards. He was either trying to play it to one of the centre backs or the keeper. I don't know which. Couldn't have been the keeper. He was too far back. But to play it back there.
Good call from David. Tanganga wouldn't have done it.
Oh, bloody hell. I just don't understand. Let's get some final thoughts from you guys because you can have your say in the last bit because it's hard. That's really taken me aback because you get a draw out of that. You can start telling people that 3-3. Liverpool never draw a game. They never lose games when they're winning at halftime. Anfield, blah, blah, blah. You could do something. You could go into that Crystal Palace game thinking it doesn't matter now. We can be down in the game. We can win it. What it does now, it puts more pressure on players in pressurized situations who can't play under pressure. It's just going to go even bonkers. But Pam, final thoughts?
I'm just hurt. That's why I was so silent because I'm just so lost for words. Like, it's just so upsetting that we get back into the game and then we draw to just give it all away and all due to one stupid mistake, and that's it. It just pretty much sums up our season of us just playing absolute rubbish, and it's just down to these players' stupid mistakes time and time again. Like, we don't deserve to be in the position that we are now. We are so lucky that we're not down near the bottom, and the only reason why is because we are getting the goals in here and there, and also we're relying on other teams down.
25 goals from Harry Kane.
Yeah,
that is the only reason why we are in the top half of the table. We would be knocking around where Chelsea are had we not had Harry Kane in our team, because Chelsea have scored 30. Chelsea, I'm looking at Chelsea. 30 goals they've scored this season. Chelsea have only scored 30 goals.
And Harry Kane scored 25.
Yeah. And Chelsea have only conceded 35. Chelsea, that's the reason why Chelsea, they've conceded 35, but they've only scored 30. We've conceded 57. We've only scored, I say only, because we are quite high in 63. But let's just say you take Harry Kane's 25 and even add 10 more goals to that because of players who might have scored for us. We would have been in and around a 40 goal mark. Our goal difference would have been absolutely abysmal. So we would be close to where Bournemouth are now. And we buy we buy midfielders and forwards when we clearly see it as a defensive problem. This club, man.
This is what I'm saying. It's worrying. Like, why do we keep doing the same thing over and over again? Like, nothing's changing, and the more so that you do it, I like the next manager that we bring in. I'm not being funny or nothing. If this carries on this way and nothing changes, what's the point? It's just going to be a cycle over and over again. If you're not going to bring in the players that we need and get rid of these stupid, shitty players that we've got on the pitch and on our bench, there is no point, because it's not going to change, right? we're going to finish 7th, 8th. I said this since Conte left. We're finishing 7th, 8th. I'd rather us not get any Europe whatsoever, and we just start again. We need a rebuild. We need to start from the bottom, work our way up again, because it's getting ridiculous time and time again now. It's just getting boring. Like, you watch Spurs and it's boring, it's depressing, it's damaging our mental health, and it's horrible. It is. And to have now Ryan Mason as well, and I feel sorry for him, because there's so much pressure on him, and the fan base getting back on his back and stuff. You need to do this, but he's not had the time. And what's he supposed to do? He can't bring anyone else in. He has to deal with it. We played
on Thursday night, by the way. We played on Thursday night, and we're playing again on Sunday.
It makes no difference. The professional footballers. That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse.
Regardless of whether they played or not, though, what I'm saying is Ryan Mason, although he's going to get flack now, was a long goal kick away from being a pretty much I hate to use the word hero, but at least showing me that he can get these players to play. He's still got that in the bank. He's got the players to play, but I just don't know how you can pick up certain professionals now, because they've seen this time and time again. Because all they'll do now is they'll go back to the mistakes that were made in the first half. Had you drawn 3-3, we wouldn't be taught. They probably would have said, "Oh, you know what? It happens. Anfield crowd. But we show what we did. We've fucking come back and we've drawn 3-3 from being 3 goals down." All now you do is think he made a fucking individual error when he fucking assisted the team. And what did you do in the first half when that's what it's going to be. So Ryan Mason's got to repair that, and then build them up for a game against Crystal Palace, and then build them up for a game against Aston Villa, and then build them up for the last game against a team that's probably going to be battling relegation. And every single game is high pressure. And as I keep saying, these guys can't play under pressure. Simple as that. It's bad. Sorry if you anything more, Pav, because
I was just going to say it's worrying now as well, because we're getting towards the end of the season and we don't know what's going to happen in the summer transfer window. I'm not being funny or nothing. Like, for me, my personal opinion, I genuinely see Kane saying, like, F this, I'm out of here. But, there's a both way situation where he might just see his contract out or whatever. But we're effed if he goes. It's as simple as that. We rely on him so much, and we're not going to be able to get a replacement. It's just a given fact. We're not gonna. And the summer transfer window is so crucial for us to get rid of these stupid ass players and bring in the players that we need, and not focus on players that we don't need, because that's what we do time and time again. Bring in players that we don't need, and it does nothing for us, because that's what we are.
We know. I know your thoughts on this. We know. As I said, I know it's an Enoch thing. Stanley Neve's got to go. But Sean, final thoughts on today. And where you see this going now?
I do feel that we can get points against Palace and Brentford. We can get points against Leeds, but I fear for us against Villa and probably Brentford as well. To be fair, because any team that's well organised and is playing well can cut through us like a knife through hot knife through butter. This is one of those very, very frustrating days. As we said at the top of the show, as you said at the top of the show, Sam, if we'd lost 3-1, we'd have said, "No, okay, that happens. That's Tottenham at Anfield." But you know what? This is even more Tottenham at Anfield. I remember Alderweireld scoring a last-minute own goal to lose 2-1 at Anfield. It's alarming. I've been saying in other WhatsApp groups, I think today, when I could raise my head off my pillow, we are the new Everton. If Everton go down, we will become the big club that will struggle. Levy is like Ken Wright. We've already got Greta Steinson, who was the head of recruitment at Everton. We will face a very tough time. Levy cannot afford to let Kane go this summer. He won't. He'll hold on to him and he'll let him go for free next summer.
Can't let him go.
He can't let him go.
No chance.
And it's a gamble. Everything with Levy is a gamble. He's gambled since November 9th, 2019, and he's got it wrong. You know, he's like that in veteran. He's like he's gone to Monte Carlo and he keeps betting on red, and it's coming up black.
Exactly.
You know?
Wesley Snipes, passenger 57.
But you know, 3 defensive coaches, a shambles of recruitment, and it's, you know, we face being. You think this season is bad? Wait till next season. Wait till next season, because there's too many players to get rid of for us to do it really well. We haven't got a recruitment team in place, and those that are there are associated with Everton Football Club. And look at the shambles that they're in.
It's hard.
And we've got. I don't know who's the worst chairman, Bill Kenwright or Daniel Levy. Strap in, boys. It's going to get worse before it gets even better. But players are replaceable. Players are replaceable. Even Harry Kane is replaceable.
It's a time aspect of it.
It's a time aspect. When that's going to come along, who knows?
I don't
know who it is. We don't know.
I just don't think we've got that patience for people to see through. This is a 3 to 5 year plan if you want to get the whole thing right in terms of structure. Not winning anything, but just to get the structure and be in a competitive scenario. 3 to 5 years. All the examples are there, and I'm even looking at Manchester City when they went from what they were doing from them days when they had the Mancinis and started before the Mancinis and Mark Hughes. It went through that Mark Hughes era. It still took them time to get through it, but then they had the success, and then they kept on building. We don't have the success as our benchmark. We don't have that to build off.
Sam, the most telling stat was, well, 2 stats. 9 of the players for the Newcastle team last weekend were there when before Howe arrived. And 5 of our players played in that 5-1 drubbing at the end of the season in 2016 or whatever it was. 5 of our own players, 2016. We're now, that's 7 years down the road.
Tells its own story. Sid,
honestly, players shouldn't be near our club for more than 3 years. We get attached to players, and Levy puts ridiculous prices on them. We should just be turning over. Even City turn over. They got rid of Zinchenko and Jesus this year. Does it stop winning the league? No.
We are in the as you said. I think you hit the nail there. Strap in for this summer, people, because it's going to be really eventful. Sid, your final thoughts on today.
You know what? We shoot ourselves in the foot, as always. 3-1 down, 3-0 down, and then we come back 3-3, and then Tottenham do what Tottenham do, and we lose it in the final kick of the game because it's another mistake by one of our players. And you can probably count the players that you're going to get mistakes from week in, week out, and you're not going to be wrong. If you could put bets on them, you'll probably be winning and they get done for match fixing or whatever. But yeah, I just want one thing I just want to end on. Daniel Levy obviously got rid of Conte for whatever reasons they had, right? Conte was proved to be right, what he said about the players and the mentalities and all that. He then turned up and said, I want Champions League football. I want that 40 million, 50 million that I'm going to get guaranteed for being in the Champions League. Guess what, Daniel Levy? You ain't getting Champions League football next season. What are you going to do now?
Or the season after. What
are you going to do now? You ain't got what you wanted, what you put your money on, what you banked on. It ain't happening. So what does that mean now for this football club and our transfer window in the summer? That's what I want to know, because Champions League football ain't there at all. You're probably not even going to end up getting Europe, right? Let's see what happens then.
Please, we don't get Europe. I don't want to be in Europe. Humiliated wherever we go.
My final thoughts are I just hope that if you can take anything from today, if you can, because as I said, as a footballer myself, said not at that level, as a coach myself, as a manager, as someone who's been involved in football, I don't know how you can pick them players up so easily today, because it's not like you can say, "Oh, Lucas, no, don't worry about it, mate. You've made mistakes. We all make mistakes." He's made an error. He's made errors before. He's only just come back from a 3-game ban after coming on as a sub and basically trying to assault somebody on the pitch. So how do you make up for that? Just do things very simply. Yes, he was put in a right wing back position, but don't do that. Don't assist. Don't assist. As for the defense, we've seen goals against. We've conceded 57 goals in 34 games.
57 varieties of shit.
How you expect to be in top 4? And I looked at this now and think, how the hell? I know that Manchester United have conceded a lot of goals. Liverpool have conceded 42. Man United have conceded 39. But we've conceded 57. Yeah, 57 goals. I keep saying, without Harry Kane, we are Chelsea and below. But we're going to have to see what happens, because I think there's a lot to go. But today's performance is only sandwiched in between that post 15 minutes and that last 2 minutes of the game. Everything else is just typical Spurs for me. It's typical Spurs. No pressure on, fight back, get back in. That last is typical Spurs bit. You do everything to get back in the game. Here you go, Liverpool. Crazy. People, thank you for watching. It's been emotional. It still is emotional. I'm going out to enjoy myself. It's bank holiday Sunday. I'm going to enjoy Sunday night. It would have been even better to enjoy it had that dickhead not done that. But I can't keep going on about it. I can't. Pav, say it, Sean. I'm going to try and see if we can do talking points, because it still might need some more emotions to come out of us to discuss how this team is and what they actually come out and say. What Ryan Mason comes out and actually says, I'll be very intrigued to hear how he says and what he says. Is he going to be honest? Should he say things like players shouldn't be making those basic errors? Is he going to try and protect him? That's going to be intriguing for me. Are we going to see Hugo Lloris play again for Spurs? There's a lot to talk about, so I think there might need to be a bit of a talking point, guys.
And listen, we've absolutely hammered Lucas Moura tonight for that one mistake he's done yet, but we've not as much hammered the Eric Dyer week in, week out. So, you know what?
Yeah,
that's very true.
You know, okay, yeah, he's cost us today, but Dyer's cost us a hell of a lot more, and we've not hammered him as much as we've done Moura. So, you know what? Sometimes we've got to be a little bit.
But when you see everything you've seen and you have that opportunity to get a draw, that would have been gone for us. It would have, we've seen all that before. We've seen it every single week. We see them sort of mistakes. But anyway, let's not do ourselves any more, as Sean has said, any more mental health problems than we need to. I'm going to have more alcohol. Yeah. I'm going to go and enjoy my Sunday night as best as possible, and we will reconvene and we'll do this all again for Crystal effing Palace. Tottenham Hotspur. Thanks for all the comments and in the like, subscribe, share, comment. Make sure you do. We'll try and get this. The season can't come in quick enough, but thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sid. Thank you, Pav. It's been emotional. It's been an emotional one today.
Totes emotion.
I can't believe that. Anfield. I've never seen us play at Anfield and get points. But then we go and do that. But that's it. That's time. It's time to go. Time to go. Where is the what is it? What I'm going to put down? Outro. There it is. It's a CL outro. I'm going to put a normal outro on. People. Oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna put Sid. Where is your one, Sid? I can't.
Shall I play it? Shall I do it?
Yeah, you do it. Here we go. See you later.